good. We can talk about what we really want to talk about.
Ooh. All right, let's get into it. Let's talk about my guy. If you guys have seen the mock draft Mondays, if you guys were in the live stream where, we did the trades in the mock draft, I'm trading up for this guy every single time. If he hits pick 5, if he hits pick 6, you best believe I'm hopping on a flight to Baltimore, and I'm DMing Lacey and being like, hey, let me talk to Eric. Like, let me in. Like, come on. And I'm just gonna run in. I'm gonna be like one of those fans with no shirt on. It's just gonna be painted KAYVON. Like, that's all it's gonna be. Maybe I get some other people. You guys want to get some other letters? I can be the K. We can get the AYVON and all that stuff. Stand outside his house, that type of thing. But overall, KAYVON Thibodeaux, I believe, is the best prospect in this draft. However, some people disagree with me. Some NFL experts disagree with me. NFL experts are often wrong. Exhibit Jared Goff, I guess. Trying to think of a recent draft bust. Exhibit Marcus Mariota, that type of thing. But
Rashad Perriman.
Yeah. Josh Rosen, that type of thing.
Ooh,
so, yeah. He is, though, according to Mel Kiper Jr., who is the expert of the draft, and he seems to know, how things are falling, every year. Now, whether or not his analysis on players is always right, that's, up for decision. He's obviously made mistakes. He can't be perfect. However, he does know a good spot of how teams are feeling about different players and where he thinks they will fall in the draft. And he has said he feels like there is a chance that Thibodeaux falls a lot more than he should. I've seen drafts by Daniel Jeremiah where he's going, I think, 9th overall, but this was before the trade. He's definitely fallen. So, the possibilities of the Ravens trading up, they are there because they've been so aggressive. And teams like the Giants have come out and said, or it's at least been reported, that they're willing to trade one of their top 7 picks. They got pick 5 and they have pick 7. So the Ravens can definitely make a move to get up there. Whether or not they would, pull the trigger, maybe comes down to tonight. But Joshua, I hadn't heard about this. So why don't you tell everyone what's kind of going on in Baltimore right now?
All right, so pretty much, I believe it was Oregon Pro Day today. KAYVON met with the Jets, but he has some Ravens representatives went out there to watch his Pro Day performance, and he will be having dinner tonight with some of the Raven scouts. Just hearing that actually took me by surprise. So, I think they've been tuning in on the show once or twice. I don't know who it is yet, but I believe it because between Okonkwo, Thibodeaux, who else we been talking about? We done talked about Stingley.
Yep.
We done talked about our HBCU guys.
Oh, yeah.
It's been a lot of them names circling around that EDC actually likes. We've been talking about Darius Kennard and Daniel Falahi for the longest. Even though they was getting demolished by Jermaine Johnson during the Senior Bowl practice. It's a given. If you're a lineman, that sometimes your pass pro is not the best, and when you waiting to get attacked, of course, if you have the lower body leverage, ain't nothing to it but to get under someone's pads and just drive, literally. So it's levels to it. But just hearing that they're going to be having dinner with KAYVON tonight, that's huge because once again, like I said, there's positive growth showing this offseason that they really mean business on sharpening this defense. So by saying they're going to have dinner with one of the arguably top 10 picks, maybe should be going number 1. It's like, damn, okay, Baltimore, what exactly what we plan to do? Because it don't sound like we're going to be talking to Jadeveon Clowney. It doesn't sound like we're going to be talking to Melvin Ingram. It doesn't sound like I forgot who else is out there.
We haven't even heard anything about Justin Houston.
Exactly, and I haven't even heard nothing about I don't know if Michigan had the pro day. I'm pretty sure they have, but I haven't heard anything being connected to David Ojobo. Oh yeah, they did have it. That's when David
Yeah,
went
that's
down.
when he got hurt.
Yeah. So I haven't heard any connections or even if the Ravens were there. I mean, they got the inside trader scoop. By what's his name, Jimmy Boy. So of course they wouldn't need to go. But outside of that, man, hearing this, I'm excited. I'm really looking forward. April 27th can't come fast enough. I hope it doesn't come fast enough because I still got to celebrate my birthday, April 17th. If y'all want to send all types of donations, I'm all accepting towards it. Just send it to the TTB, show. We're gonna be doing live streams before then, it. But yeah. Besides that, yeah, man. Kayvon Thibodeaux in purple and black from the opposite side of Adolfo Way. Can you just imagine the havoc they're going to create in the AFC North?
Yeah, and so many we get so many comments, and they're talking about you shouldn't trade 2 firsts for the top 5 pick and get a guy like Thibodeaux. The reasoning behind it: not every first round pick is a instant impact type of player. No hate to any of the players that I am about to list right now. No hate whatsoever. Patrick Queen, Marquise Brown. Those are 2 players that the Baltimore Ravens drafted in the late teens, early 20s that have come in, and it's like they haven't been bad players by any means, but they're not coming in like, let's look at the recent, top 10 picks that have come in and been unbelievably good. Obviously, there's the quarterbacks. I'm going to skip over those. Kyle Pitts, Jamar Chase. Jerry Jeudy was phenomenal. He was a lower, draft pick. He's like 12 or something like that. We saw dominance from, guys like, oh man, now I'm blanking on the names. Penei Sewell was a terrific offensive tackle, last season. We see edge rushers like the Denver Broncos' Bradley Chubb come in and be very productive. Micah Parsons, much earlier draft pick than the Ravens have been drafting, and he can come in and make big time plays. So when you're trading for a guy that is a potential number 1 overall pick, it's more valuable than getting players that are, because guys, if you're rooting for the Baltimore Ravens, I mean, Ravens fans, our expectations is for the Ravens to definitely be in the playoffs every year for the next 3 years, but potentially getting to, the divisional round, getting to the conference championship, making it to the Super Bowl, winning the Super Bowl. Well, those draft picks are pick 26, pick 28, pick 30, pick 32. That's a lot less valuable than a pick like number 5. So, if we trade, pick 14 and we trade next year's first, guys, we're not trading 2 pick 14s. We're trading pick 14 and a future pick 28, a future pick 30, something, hopefully future pick 32. So, like, trading picks when you're a team like the Ravens is very different than when you're a team like the New York Jets. You're a team like what the Miami Dolphins were in previous years, where they are lower end teams and everyone knows that. So their picks are much more valuable. It is 1,000,000% worth it. I would trade a first, a second, and another first for Kayvon Thibodeaux, if he's there. But that's the other thing is when we talk about these trades, these are not, hey, before the draft, just trade up with the Giants for pick 5. No, you wait till you see the board, because if Thibodeaux's gone, it's not worth it. Maybe you can wait for pick 9 or something like that if Sauce Gardner or Derek Stingley's falling, or you feel like, hey, we really can get a Kyle Hamilton or Jermaine Johnson, whoever you want, get him a little bit later and trade up for him. That's totally okay. But when we're talking about the top 5 pick, talking about pick number 6, that's when it's worth it. Getting a guy like that, where he is an excellent football player. Guys, I've said this a couple of times. He is the most dominant football player I've ever watched in college football.
He's another generational talent, like literally. Like
I don't know how people watched him and thought, you know what? Because coming into the year, he was the consensus #1 overall pick. I don't know how people watched his last season and said, you know what? No, he's not. Every time I watched the Oregon Ducks, and guys, I hate the Oregon Ducks. I hate the Oregon Ducks more than I love anything else in the world. Okay? I'm a bigger Oregon Duck hater than I am a Ravens fan. All right? You guys know me. I'm a big time Ravens fan. Talk about them every day. But I despise the Oregon Ducks. And I fell in love with KAYVON THIBODEAUX. I never love Oregon players. Never. I hated Mariota. I hated LaMichael James. I hated, DeAnthony Thomas, De'Aaron Thomas. I hated Ifo Ekpreolamu. I didn't watch a lot of Haloti Ngata, in the draft, but I hated DeForest Buckner. I really did not like. I don't like Noah Sewell. I don't think I can name any more Oregon players. Jacob Hollister, didn't like him. KAYVON THIBODEAUX, though, I would watch him and my jaw was on the floor every single time. He had a game against Cal. It was the most dominant game I've ever seen anybody play. I mean, I want to say he was suspended for the first half because of a targeting penalty or something like that the game before in the second half. So you got to miss a little bit. And Oregon was struggling. And he came onto the field in the second half. And it was every snap he was in the backfield getting after the quarterback. Every single time. And I was watching the game and I'm like rooting for Cal. I'm like, beat Oregon. Come on. And they get down into the red zone. And I want to say it's fourth down. And they snap the ball and Thibodeaux gets a perfect jump. Like he timed it to the millisecond. And he's in the backfield. The center, I don't even know if the center's moved yet. Like, if you didn't hear the snap and hear the, quarterback calling for the ball, you would have thought it was offsides by how quickly he moved. And then he just completely wraps up the quarterback. He doesn't get the sack. The quarterback basically, as he's getting thrown down, since it's fourth down, similar to Joe Burrow in the Super Bowl, just kind of throws it up. And I think it almost was completed, or maybe it even was completed. I can't even remember. I just remember watching that play and I was like, I didn't say anything. I just stared at the screen with my jaw dropped. Like I wish, copyright infringement and stuff like that wasn't a thing, because I would make our channel a running highlight tape of KAYVON THIBODEAUX. Like that's how much I love him as a player. Like he is unbelievable. I've never seen a player as dominant as him. And yes, you can say that he played in the Pac-12, but the Pac-12, he's not coming out. He's not like Sack Daddy, coming out of a smaller school. He's coming out of Oregon, an elite college football program that's always really good. Are they ever the best team in the country? No, but they're always, top 10 borderline type of team.
Around.
So, when you go to a school like that and you are so much better than everyone else on your team, it shows. Because I remember watching interviews of, NFL scouts, and they talk about, okay, when I'm watching a guy from a smaller school, let's say a guy from Louisiana Lafayette or something like that, they're like, if I am watching the game with no audio and I can't tell who the player I'm supposed to be scouting is in 5 plays, I turn it off. KAYVON THIBODEAUX playing with the Oregon Ducks, who always have a consensus top 5 recruiting class. You know him immediately. Every single time. You can turn on a random play that he's on the field and you'll probably recognize it. You'll be like, oh, there's that guy. He's getting double teamed, he's getting triple teamed, or he's getting a sack, or he's getting a pressure, or he's chasing down a guy in the backfield. That is how special he is. So trading up is a no for me unless it's someone like that. Then it's worth trading picks. It is without a doubt worth trading picks. Do you think the Chiefs would have traded more, 3 first-round picks, 4 first-round picks for Patrick Mahomes? Yes. You're trading everything. when they traded with the Bills. I can't remember exactly what they sent. They sent like a first and another first, I think, or something like that. And they got a guy that changed their entire culture. That's Thibodeau. I could talk about him all day.
I feel you. Like only way you get it three first out of me. New York gotta give me both of those picks. I'm sorry.
Oof.
I'll give you 3 first and even throw in a third.
Oh yeah, that'd be worth it. Then we get Sauce and Thibodeau. That'd be insane.
If you give me Sauce and Thibodeau in the first round, I'll go for a wide receiver in the second round, no question.
Oh yeah.
Or I'll get even greedier, double up on another corner.
Petrie. Man,
like
there's so many guys. Yeah. Do you have anything else to say on Thibodeau? Talking with the Ravens.
Nah, man. I mean, just gotta see how dinner goes tonight. I guess y'all gonna be watching this IG if he posted.
Oh yeah, and that's the other thing is, guys, if you're watching this on YouTube, check out the podcast. This came out. If you're watching this, comes out on Saturday on YouTube. The podcast is posted, on Friday. So check it out if you guys want to see the early content, stuff like that.
Oh, shout out to those guys at the Purple Rain podcast. I did see that they hit 2,000 subscribers.
Oh yeah,
we gotta get the boys back on the show. Them boys out there, especially I forgot his name. I know his at is like AS10.
Oh, Simply, yeah, Alex.
Man, Alex, the work you be doing on them highlight tapes, boy. Salute to you, man, for real.
So, he's the best.
Y'all keep doing your thing, man.
Oh yeah, definitely shout out to them. I love their content, love their live stream, stuff like that. So, guys, thank you so much for tuning in, to the show, whether it's on YouTube or on the podcast platform. Thank you, everybody. Subscribe for Daily Ravens content. We'll see all of you again.